So here we can already see our LAEQ, our LAE and our LAF max have been monitored, and we have the basic values. We have those statistical levels that we spoke about during configuration. Again, we can add a picture at this point, maybe the council logo or a picture of the Trojan in situ. You can attach a file, so if you do use NoiseAid, you can print those off, you can download the data, print it off, or simply attach it as a PDF to this report. If you have them keep paper diary sheets, you can scan those and attach those to the report, to the measurement if you wish. If you'd like a very quick summary, all we need you to do is press the button that says Quick Report, double click that, and a report will be produced for you, but this is just a basic summary report, so it's not especially interesting. But there you are. So that's from our summary tab here at the top. The next tab is time history, and I have a setting already set, which I'm going to undo, but I'm going to recommend that you use. So here we have one audio recording for our measurement, but we have other measurements. And by the way, you can leave as many measurements up running as you wish. It may slightly slow down the way NoiseTools runs, but I've had up to 50 measurements open before and it'll be fine. So I'm going to look at this measurement as opposed to the one we've downloaded, simply because there's additional audio files. So I'm going to show you how you can pull out all the data. So I mentioned that when you press start, every parameter it's capable of monitoring has been monitored. So how do we look at those parameters? Well, if you click where it says the word legend there, every single one of those parameters was monitored as soon as I pressed start. So I don't have to program it, it's all there for me. Now you will be aware of the parameters that you're interested in using. I'm going to leave the LAEQ on for the decibel average, and we'll tick the LCP for any impulse noise, doors slamming, hammering, that sort of a thing. If I wish to focus on a particular frequency, I can just pick that frequency, and that will appear there. But the great thing about NoiseTools is nothing's permanent. So you can untick anything you like and it will disappear, tick it again and it comes back, tick it one more time and you've made it disappear. The one thing that we would recommend that you do when using NoiseTools and the nuisance noise recorder, the Trojan, we would suggest that you have it highlight all of the audio recordings because of the following report that you can produce. So if I right click with my mouse, I can see where it says View Settings, and if I tick Show Audio Markers and click OK, it's now highlighted all of those instances of audio recordings here on the time history graph, as opposed to it just being the blue audio files here at the bottom. And the reason that we would suggest that you did this first is if I go to my shortcut. Now we do have a reports tab here at the bottom, but we like our shortcuts in NoiseTools. If you can shave a few seconds off here, it all starts to add up. So if I click Actions, Quick Report, page 1 is fine. It's the LAEQ and the LCP because that's what I told it I was interested in, but it's page 2 that's important. So I can now see all of the times that audio is recorded and those decibel levels. And I can now use that to help me pick the audio files that I wish to listen to first. So if I had audio recordings here, I've got one here that says 10:15 in the morning, you'll know that you'll have to be quite inconsiderate or unreasonable noise to be able to do very much about it at 10 o'clock in the morning. Had that have been 3 o'clock in the morning though, I would have prioritised listening to that. So we would recommend this is the first thing you do once you've downloaded a measurement. Produce this report and it will help you decide which audio files you wish to listen to and in which order. To listen to an audio recording, simply click on a blue file and it will zoom you in. And then to play the audio, you won't be too surprised to learn there's a button that says play. Please press that. Well, if you need to pause, you can pause. If you wish to stop, you can stop. And whilst the audio is recording, you can jump to different parts of it if you need to listen to something over and over again. Now we've muted this so that you don't have to listen to my voice in stereo, but should you wish, you can also increase the decibels to know exactly, so as opposed to going 0 to whatever on Windows, you actually have You actually have controlled gain. You can dictate the amount of decibels you wish to add to it. You see we have these little skip arrows here. This will allow you to jump to the next audio recording, pardon me. I'm just going to stop this for the moment. If I put my cursor over that blue squiggly line and right click with my mouse, I can look at the audio list and I can just pick from here which audio recording I'd like to listen to, and it'll jump me straight to that part of the measurement and straight to that audio recording. I'm just going to zoom back out. You can also do that with the rollerball on your mouse. And from this screen, I can also right-click export audio to my WAV files if I choose to do so, but we have a better way to share data than WAV files, which I'll show you shortly. We also have our frequency bands tab. So you're looking at third octaves here. If you are so inclined, you can click time history, press play, and it will show you the octave data per second as though you were there in the environment looking at the screen while the measurement was taking place. You've probably guessed the red outline is showing you the loudest frequency per second. We also have our frequency analysis map. This is just another way to look at your octave data. Blue for low decibels, red for high. And you can put your cursor anywhere you like, and you will see, I would suggest you focus on the reds, and you'll see the time, the frequency band, and the decibel level. You can, of course, move this about if you wish. And regardless of which version of the Trojan you have purchased, whether you've purchased the Trojan Lite or whether you've purchased the Trojan2 without octaves, if you have an audio recording, every audio recording will have fast Fourier transform, or also known as 1.12 octave bands, but that's only on the audio recordings. What you're looking at here is third octave data for the entire measurement. But what does it look like when I click on that FFT, or that 1.12 octaves? So as you can see, each of these little blue squiggly audio files now has something above it. And this is the FFT data, which if you wish, you can right-click with your mouse and you can export. And that's a pro tip there for NoiseTools. Put your cursor over any graphic or any table of information. If you can just remember to right-click with your mouse, you're going to be okay using NoiseTools. All those various options will pop up on the screen. I'm just going to bring it back to third octaves to show you one more thing. Now maybe you're giving a presentation, or you just feel like showing off. You can click on this little airplane icon and you can fly over your map. And if you've got data like that and imagery like that, no one's going to question anything you have to say. It looks quite nice. I shall just press stop. Due to the topic we're discussing, I'm just going to explain away this tab. Because this measurement has octave data, I would be able to have it help me select hearing defenders, but that's an entirely different topic to noise nuisance. We have our periodic calculator. However, this may be interesting if you are doing handheld monitoring, and maybe you're doing traffic monitoring and you need a 15-minute LAEQ, but you forgot to put the repeat timer on for 15 minutes. Well, that's okay. Periodic calculator pretty much does what it says on the tin. It will take your measurement and break it down into different periods of time and offer you a calculation. And by far and away, the most commonly used one is 15 minutes, predominantly for that traffic monitoring, which is why it's the first option here, but you can alter it to be anything you like, time frame wise. Two more tabs to go. We have our detail tab. So this here in this column, these are all of the values that we have downloaded from our instrument, with just the average value appearing here. Now, if you're dealing with a lot of data, sometimes it can be nice to see the fancy flyover or the bars bouncing up and down, or just the line graph. But sometimes you just want to see the numbers. This is where you'd find them. If you're especially interested in breaking it down, you can click broadband and you can see all of the parameters monitored there in the top in blue, and currently on screen you are looking at 10 seconds worth of data. So if you wish to export that to Excel, to run formulas or anything like that, that would be from the detail tab.